Those guys were cool. That was Native Soul, song about God called One Love. So I guess that relates. Anyway, folks, welcome to Capzeyez, where we feature Texas entertainment. 90% of the time, it's music. But we have a person here to help us with the other 10% this evening. We have one of the finest Texas comedians there is. It's Mr. Bill Hicks. How you doing?
I appreciate that, but I have expanded beyond Texas, but I'm from here. So.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Houstonian.
Cool. That's right.
So you're here in Austin. You're going to be playing at the Last Stop tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, 2 shows, 8 and 10:30, and come out. And we're recording also for my 4th album called Rant in E minor, which is going to be set to music. So you have more than 90% here.
There you go. You're taking care of both sides. Man, you can't beat that. Well, that's great. What you just have like this whole music concept going on? You got maybe a rock opera going on behind you?
Well, you know, we did it with this 3rd album, which hadn't been released yet, called Arizona Bay. And Arizona Bay is what will exist when LA falls into the ocean due to a major earthquake. It's an album filled with hope. And we scored the entire album to music. And what I wanted to do was make a listenable comedy album. And like a comedic Dark Side of the Moon that played on a lot of different levels. And we kind of stumbled into that style backwards, and Rant in E minor will further that idea.
Cool, cool.
And no one can hear it, no one can buy it, so you're going, that's a great idea, Bill. Any other ideas we can't hear or see?
So how long you gonna keep them waiting on that? How long you think it'll be before we get to see the results?
Well, hopefully it won't be but 3 months, and Arizona Bay will be released. And it's all about, a lot about the LA riots. It's 55 minutes of comedy and about 16 minutes about the LA riots, which will seem not too dated, will they?
Not at all.
Not at all. But I think the concept of Arizona Bay will go beyond the concept of the album. I mean, Arizona Bay, the idea, people's hatred of LA can really be freely worn on T-shirts with a globe that shows LA gone and the rest of the world looking like Eden. Not realizing the peace that will ensue when those shrieking, idiot, fractured egos are shut up for once and for all. And also, imagine the joy you're going to feel in your heart when you see the cast of Full House being eaten by sharks on CNN over and over again.
90210, man.
Oh, Luke Perry's head is
Yeah, I mean, if he ain't old enough already and about to die from old age, you'll just chew him up, man.
He's 73 now, and he's actually Buddy Ebsen's twin brother.
That's what it is. I knew I saw something. So how long do you think it'll be before we have to wait for the Bay itself in real life?
I don't know. I'm wondering how much bull can the world put up with before nature just breaks? How much illusion can the world suffer before nature just snaps in half?
Yeah.
It could be any minute.
It could. It might be happening as we sit here.
That's why I just moved from L.A. So.
Yeah, yeah. So you're residing in Texas again?
No, I'm residing nowhere. I'm residing inside these clothes, and wherever they go, that's where I live.
Well, at least you know your landlord.
That's right, me and the Gap. But if you want to mail me a letter, just write Bill's Jeans, and the postman will find me. He'll sniff me out.
Exactly. Y'all, you know, we are live here tonight. If you want to call us up, we do have a live number. This little box is meant to intercept your comments, questions, and quirps. The number is 472-CALL or 2255, whatever way you look at it. And I promise we're not going to censor you tonight, man. You can say what you like.
Yeah, well, I have no evidence. Oh, we are live. There's no way to do it.
That's true.
Cool.
So what about censorship? What can you tell me about censorship? You're getting a little notice these days for maybe being censored a bit.
Yeah, well, from my personal experience only, that is only what I speak from, by the way. That is why I do it so confidently.
Of course, you would know.
Right. Unless I've forgotten. But I haven't this one because it was recently on the David Letterman show on October 9th that I did the show, taped the show at 5:30 in New York, and then at 7 p.m. was called by the producer and told that I would be excised completely from the show. I, of course, asked why. The material had been approved and reapproved by the producers. And they said that CBS had deemed the material, these are quotation marks, unsuitable for the viewing public and for the Letterman audience. And I made the point that when I'm not on the show, I'm a member of the Letterman audience, so ultimately what you're saying is my material is not suitable for me. What a predicament. So anyway, I was censored from the show, and I kind of think there's not a, you know, there's a little pride in that. I mean, a lot of people have been bleeped and burped, and but actually what happened was I did some material about the pro-life people. And the joke I did was very simple. All I said was, if you're so pro-life, do me a favor, don't lock arms and block medical clinics. Lock arms and block cemeteries. Let's see how committed you are to this premise. It could even be construed as pro-life if you wanted to make that argument.
Yeah.
Anyway, they counted that as one of the quote-unquote hot points that I touched on. Here's the punchline. Monday night during the Letterman show, a commercial airs for pro-life. So see, we just had a misunderstanding. I thought I lived in the U.S. of A., the United States of America, and actually we live in the U.S. of A., United States of advertising. Freedom of expression is guaranteed if you've got the money. Okay.
Just for the price. Jeez, man.
And other hot points I hit on the set, which was, again, approved and reapproved by the Letterman segment producer.
Until, of course, it was time to do it.
Until after I did it.
Until after it was done.
And the other material I touched on was Jesus, which they don't want any discussion, which I find so funny. I mean, it doesn't even matter what angle you take on it. The fact that a comedian's talking about Jesus, people might construe it as sacrilegious. And in fact, it wasn't what I said. All I said was a lot of Christians wear crosses around their necks. You think when Jesus comes back, he's going to want to see a cross. It's just an observation. And I did some other stuff about that. But you see, what the problem is...
It's like offering Bon Scott a drink of liquor, of Jack Daniels or something.
It's just an observation. Yeah. It's no big deal. I didn't go up and say the Pope sleeps with burros, you know, although I believe he does. I didn't say that. Anyway, the point is that the lines are lighting up on the Pope thing. See, immediately.
Yeah, of course.
What do you say about the Pope? I love the Pope.
Man, I'm down with the Pope, man.
I love seeing him in his Pope-mobile, his 3 feet of bulletproof plexiglass. That's faith in action, folks. Okay. You know he's got God on his side. Anyway, the point I'm making is about the idea of freedom of expression, and I believe that that there's this agenda in mainstream media, and I think it's fairly easy to back this up, to keep people stupid, docile, and apathetic, and therefore the elite who own these corporations and the families that own the corporations, even fewer people, their agenda is to keep us stupid and apathetic. That's why I love public access. And again, thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you for coming out.
I appreciate it.
So Dave also likes you.
Dave likes me, but what I found out subsequently to all this, and oh, by the way, I don't mean to keep pushing my own little horn here, but tooting my horn, but on Monday, this Monday, in the New Yorker magazine, is a profile about me, including this story about Letterman.